Imagine if you never believed that you're tired, didn't even register to you. If your goal is to reach success and depression would not be beneficial to you, why don't you just believe that you're simply sad? Blue pillars believe in a bunch of crap. They believe in things that make them feel comfortable, that they believe will make them feel a little bit better. Like, everything is going to be okay in the end. I should accept myself the way I am. Everything will work out in the end. Just accept, love everybody. Nobody's trying to outcompete you. Everything is fucking fine. All that bullshit. And then you get red-pilled. Then you try to search for the truth. You realize that life is very, very competitive when you're trying to reach something of value, right? When you're trying to be the best, because that's what actually matters in the end. Being very good, being exceptional in one thing will give you the success you need. And there's a group of people that you're competing with who also realize that thing. You're competing with them. You're competing with those who also want to be the best in a given thing. And then many red pillars then turn into black pill, right? They realize that the odds are stacked against them because my competitors have more time on their hands. My competitors are genetically somehow built better for this task. Common black pill belief is that if you're short, it's over for you in the dating market. Even though I personally know a friend from the military, he's like this Latino guy, super fucking confident, super fucking jacked, and he fucked. So all of that is bullshit, but people still fall for the black pill, right? So then there are the dangers of the truth that can leave you paralyzed and limit your success, right? And you see, this is truth. This is technically true. This is technically statistically correct that not everybody can become a millionaire, not everybody can become successful. It's true. That's true. But then that still shouldn't paralyze you. So what that they have more time on their hands? So what that they are more talented, even if they are? You should still aim for that. And even though that's true, it would be better for you to ignore that belief and gaslight yourself into believing that you're destined for greatness. What I'm trying to say is that unfiltered truth through the realism lens can even destroy you. It is useful beliefs that make you succeed. And now I propose you gaslight yourself into believing the things that are beneficial for you. And hear me out, because this can sound really strange. You might be thinking, bro, you're so fucking delusional. How can you ignore the truth? What are you, some schizo lifter? Before you judge what I said, just hear me out. At the beginning of the video, in the little intro that I've made, I said that I don't believe in being tired. Well, of course, there are levels of being tired, for example, such that you literally cannot do anything because you're so fucking exhausted, like after running a marathon. Fair enough. But most of the time, when you say that you're being tired, you are still capable of doing something with yourself, right? You're not completely paralyzed. You're not debilitating by that feeling of being tired most of the times. So personally, instead of saying I'm tired, I'm just saying that I have an extra challenge to the things I need to do. Because even when I'm tired, I can move my hands, I can move my mouth, I can speak, I can create a thought. That is all that I need. Those singular actions that I just mentioned are what is necessary for me to, for example, record a video or work on my business. It might be less efficient, but when you really need to do something, it doesn't really matter. It's just more difficult, but it's still possible. You can do the things that you need to do. You can move your fingers, you can walk, you can talk, you can think when you're tired. You just want to do it a little bit less. So you're just, in terms of discipline, you're just challenged. Isn't that just a more useful belief? Imagine if you never believed that you're tired, didn't even register to you. If that feeling of being tired, instead of immediately being linked to the idea of, oh, I can't be bothered, was just, now I have an extra challenge to the things I need to do. Imagine if it was so binary and so simple. Why don't you just gaslight yourself? Why don't you just tell yourself that over and over, that this is the case, until you actually start believing it? You start telling yourself to do it, then you start acting like you do, and once you do a certain amount of actions when you're tired, it shows your brains the result of what you just believe, and that confirms the belief that I was feeling this way and I still achieved certain things, so that means I wasn't tired at all. So that means I was just more challenged in these things. You've probably heard that Andrew Tate doesn't believe in depression.
I believe that feeling depressed is real. I don't believe depression as a clinical disease is real, no.
And all the nerds in medical science and psychology are saying, oh no, but the hormonal imbalance, the research, my fucking papers, of course depression is real. Okay, depression might be real, but honestly, who cares? If your goal is to reach success and depression would not be beneficial to you, why don't you just believe that you're simply sad? If believing that depression isn't real makes you less vulnerable to being depressed, why don't you just believe that? It maybe doesn't make sense from the standpoint of I'm trying to believe what's true, but it does make sense from this standpoint of I want to reach success in life, so I will align everything in my life for reaching that success, including my mindset, including my beliefs, because your mindset is crucial to reaching success in any field in life. So next time you think you cannot do something, just ask yourself these questions. For example, I'm a man, I cannot get pregnant. Have you tried? Have you really given it 100% to see if you really cannot get pregnant? Have you been fucked in the ass? Or, I'm blind, I cannot see. Okay, but do you lack vision? Or do you lack vision? Okay, jokes aside. In the title of the video or the thumbnail, I said something about blue pillars being right. Well, I kinda lied on that one. Blue pill still kinda sucks. And the reason for that is because they lack introspection. Now, this is another key to the whole thing that I'm trying to tell you in this video. Introspection. I've made a whole video on it. You can watch it if you want to understand the topic better. Introspection is crucial. It's a crucial skill that most people lack and nobody mentions on self-improvement. But what it essentially is the skill of analyzing your own beliefs and correcting them for yourself. Basically thinking for yourself. So back to blue pill being correct. Well, not necessarily. Somebody who's, I'd say, the archetype of this schizo lifter that I mentioned earlier would be more correct. Because let's say the schizo lifter believes that, if I just go to the gym, if I train, if I get big, if I get strong, everything in my life will improve. Well, it's not entirely correct, because not everything will improve. Of course, many things will, like your health, your metabolism, healthy body, healthy mind, and so on. The halo effect will get you to higher places in society. That's very, very nice. But lifting is not everything. So if only you could take the schizo lifter mentality of just blindly believing, if I just become better at this, everything in my life will improve, and apply this to something else than lifting. Well, lifting as well, but for example, if I work on my business, if I just 100% focus on this and not get distracted, my life will improve in every single way, right? If I just talk to people and improve my charisma, everything in my life will improve. Because this is a useful belief. This is an example of a useful belief. The schizo lifter archetype might sound, okay, it's an extreme example, but you can see what I mean, right? Just try to gaslighting yourself with useful beliefs. And this is where the introspection that I've mentioned earlier comes in. In order to not become delusional and the schizo part of the schizo lifter, you should learn to analyze your beliefs. Okay, is this true? No, yes, it is. But will this belief make me closer to reaching my goals? Yes or no? Should I believe it? Will believing in a lie make me worse at judging other things because my worldview is all fucked up? You should also think of that, right? So my final message is basically gaslight yourself for success, lift your life, introspect your beliefs so you don't believe in some bullshit, shut up and work, and make that belief real. This has been Hustler's Ethics. Subscribe to the channel for more motivation and advice.